Going on, players, man? What's going on? What is going on? Man, it's a glorious day. A glorious day to piss off some niggers. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Man, before I start the festivities, I want to go ahead and give some shout outs right quick, man. I need to pay more attention to the players, man, for real. Shout out to the one and only Bishop Mac Bone, Brian Jenkins, Vector, Doug, The Last Hokage, Love Incorporated, Talib Newman, and the Brother Speak Podcast. Yeah, man, what's going on with the players today, man? Yeah, well, in keeping with the theme of the podcast, man, y'all know I'm a hard-headed Negro. I'm a nonconformist, hence the reason why this channel will never grow, because YouTube doesn't like my language. But in order to be to just be true to the game, true to myself, I'm not going to conform. I'm not going to use code words for the most part, man, to talk to y'all, man. If I get motherfucking nailed because I won't conform, so be it, man. But that's all we have to do, man. In order for things not to work for the elites, we just need not to participate, man. And I'm not going to participate in this Orwellian news speak that they putting down, man, because it's exactly what it is. If you read George Orwell's 1984, you know what they're doing with the language, man. If you can curtail language, if you can dictate language, then you can curtail revolution. Real shit, man. Real shit. So I was just looking at that today, man. I'm always curious to look at my analytics, man. And I've been stuck at 4,303 for like 2 years. Even though I see people actually subscribing, you know, it has not moved off 4,303. It just hasn't, man. You know what I mean? I'm like, wow, man, this is a dirty game, Jack. This is a dirty game, man. You know, so you never really know just how good your podcast is, especially if you are on the fringe like I am, because they won't allow you to grow. They just won't do it, man. Yeah, I'm tripping. I'm like, wow, man, they are really putting the screws to my black ass, man. But I ain't got nobody to blame but myself, because, you know, I refuse to conform. I refuse to follow the rules, man. You know, that's what I'm about. That's what I do. That's why the good Lord put me here. You ever wash your clothes, man? And, you know, in your clothes, in your washing machine, you got the agitation cycle. That's what I am. I am the agitation cycle in the washing machine. I help to get things clean, bruh. That's what I do, man. So in keeping with the podcast, once again, I spoke on some things pertaining to religion that the majority of individuals can't really rock with. And I understand, man. I understand. You know, where you're at is where you're at. You know what I mean? I don't blame anybody for believing what they believe at that particular point in time. I do kind of clown you a little bit if you have been shown that you have been in error, but you still refuse to modify your belief system. You know, I'll clown you a little bit for that. I remember, man, back in the day when I was telling my moms about the 16 Crucified Saviors. That's a book by Kersey Graves. And I showed her, even though that book is flawed in some areas, I think he missed the mark or embellished on a couple of them. The majority of that shit is actual factual, man. Going all the way back to Krishna, and, you know, we talking about Buddha, we talking about Mithra. I mean, all of these prophets came and died damn near almost exactly like Jesus. Yeah, man, line for line, word for word, man. I told my moms about the Epic of Gilgamesh, and I believe that's from Sumeria. And I told her how that echoed and that mirrored the whole story of Noah. You know, and I showed it to her, and I showed her how it predates Christianity and Judaism by thousands of years. And, you know, well, you know, what was her reaction to that? God bless my mama, may she rest in peace. She said that the devil knew what the story of Jesus would be, so he got in a time machine. Well, she didn't say time machine, but she said the devil got in or the devil went back in the past. He went back in time and created all these other stories to confuse the Christians when Jesus came out. I was like, Mama, seriously? The devil went back in time and he made up other stories that was almost just like Jesus, because he knew what the story of Jesus would be. I'm like, boy, you can't win talking to these niggas, man. You just can't win. You know? And that's when I kind of like stopped trying to debate most folks, not just Christians, but the majority of people dealing with theological issues, man, because how can you have a debate with someone that is not being rational? I mean, you usually debate an individual, man, you're using logic and facts. But every time you present logic and facts, if they're just going to interject some spooky voodoo into the mix, man, there's just no way you can actually win that argument, man. It's hopeless, right? So yeah, why did I get on that tangent? I forgot why I even went there, because today's topic is not about religion. It's about the other wing that usually pisses niggas off, man. And that is politics. That's right. Today, I'm going to ruffle the feathers. I'm going to irritate the Negroes by talking about politics right quick, man. Let's do that. So, having a little discussion, having a little debate with one of my partners, man. For y'all that been following me for a while, y'all know I got a partner, man. He's of the... Y'all would probably call him a redneck. I don't really call him a redneck, but I mean, for the looks of it, the appearances of it, he kind of comes off like a redneck. Yeah, I ain't gonna say his name, man. Shit, but yeah, I worked with him in the prison, man, and we got real cool, man. And that's my partner for life, man. But man, he just he gets on my last nerve, man. You know, because he's actually one of them progressive liberals, man, and he's kind of like on some hippie shit to a degree, and it's almost like he's really trying his best to make up for what his ancestors did to black folks sometimes. But sometimes it just comes off bad. It comes off, you know, because I don't like progressive white liberals for the most part, because to me they just seem like they're the most racist. And when I first met him, man, I was just like, man, I wasn't feeling him, man. I ain't really like him because he, you know, he kind of got a mouth on him, man, and he's kind of outspoken. and to me, you know, I mean, he was low-key like the mirror image of me to a degree, right? Oh my God, man. What was the first comment that he ever made to me while we was working at that prison? And that prison is wow, it's a super racist ass spot, man. For him to make this statement towards me kind of set me off, man. What did he say? He made some sort of reference towards me about being King Kong or a gorilla or some shit, man, while we was in the Sallyport. You know what I mean? And I asked him, like, what the fuck you mean by that? And he was just like, hey, bro, you just look like King Kong. You look like a gorilla. It's just like, what? I don't remember how that shit came up, man, but it was just really derogatory. And, you know, to his defense, yeah, I'm kind of built like that, man. I am built like a gorilla, man, but I just kind of brushed it off, man. I'm like, you know, that was my first time ever meeting him and shit, man. I'm like, oh, I'm going to give him a pass on it and shit. Come to find out, you know, after talking to him for a while, I'm like, man, he alright, man. And then we got into martial arts, and then we got into anime, and then we got into certain aspects of rock and roll and music and shit. We had a lot in common, man. I'm like, oh man, he alright. But for a little bit, man, I was kind of iffy on him. I'm like, oh, because he would make certain references and he would make certain comments to the convicts and shit, man. I remember one time there was a brother that was walking down the hallway and he had these braids, man. And the braids, you know, they were just hanging down kind of like over his forehead and on the side of his head and shit. And he made this comment, he looks like he has a tarantula on his head. And I'm looking at him like, what the fuck, man? Like, what is that? What is this? You were just like, it just looks like he has a spider, a tarantula on his head. And I'm like, you know, and I didn't really ask him, like, are you a racist? You know what I'm saying? Because it did look like he had a tarantula on his head. It did. But I'm like, you know, you think to yourself, is this coming from a racist ass slant, some racist energy? Or is he just spitting facts? Did Big Mike actually look like a gorilla in that Sally Port? And does this inmate actually have a hairstyle that looks like he has an arachnid on his fucking head? You know what I'm saying? But come to find out, man, I think everybody's got a little bit of prejudicial energy in them, man. But for the most part, I'm like, man, he alright. Because most of the other stuff that he did that shows and prove emphatically that he was not a racist. I mean, shit, you gotta weigh the scales. Whenever you're in doubt of an individual, all you gotta do is just weigh the scales, man. Are the things that he is doing, or the things that he has done, right, versus the things that he's not doing? You know, the pluses and minuses of an individual and their character. Like, what are the pluses and the minuses? And his pluses far outweighed his minuses because of his little slick ass mouth. But anyway, I segued and I got all off topic. No, that was actually on topic because I had to give y'all, you know, his character, his background, right? So he's one of these liberals that hates Trump. And when we are always, man, every time I get on Facebook, man, you know, I'm championing, I'm showing black folks, do not be scared to rock with Trump. Do not be scared to let folks know, you know, that you fuck with Trump. Let your nuts hang, bruh. You know what I mean? Trump all day, every day. Trump 2024, man. And, you know, folks, some folks think he's controlled opposition. I don't know, man. All I know is we got to try something, man. You know, he looks like the best bet, man. He looks like our best hope. But anyway, each time I get on Facebook, man, he is trying to preach to me how bad Trump is, right? And I'm like, bruh, like, well, like, what is your deal, man? Like, why aren't you on Facebook barking about Biden, man? I mean, he got the ports all clogged up, man. You can't get goods and services, man, because the truckers can't get what they want. Inflation is sky high. You know what I mean? The border is wide open. You know what I mean? He done shut down our energy independence, man, by fucking up gas and oil pipelines, man. He is doing all that he can to wreck this economy, man. It's on purpose. I mean, you got to be blind not to see that all of this shit is on purpose, man. They're trying to bring in that central bank digital currency, man, and they can't do it if the economy is rolling. If the economy is tight, they can't declare no sort of emergency to force you to take that digital currency, man. You know what I mean? And, you know, he still thinks I'm a conspiracy theorist. I'm like, look around you, Jack. Look around you, man. You know what I mean? I said, come on, bro. And he was just, I just think Trump's dangerous. And I think that, yeah, I think he's racist. I'm like, hold on, man. Pump the brakes. I'm like, bro, when I first met you, that's what all the inmates and a lot of these staff were saying about you. And they was telling me to not fuck with you. Why? Because you was a racist. Now look. Now that she was on the other foot. I mean, you once gave me mad props because I was a free thinker. And I had what we would call the great power of discernment. Because I could read people, man, and I could actually vibe with they inner self, man, they soul. Like I did with you, man. You all right, man. I mean, you got some ways about you, man, but you ain't no fucking racist, man. And so here I am once again in another position, another situation where I rock with a white man, but everybody and their mama talk about he racist. Even his own folk have bought into the lie that he's racist. And here you go. I just find this super ironic, man. You telling me, you know, that I should watch out and I should be leery of him because he has racist tendencies. And man, from the first day I met you, man, I mean, that's all folks were saying about you, that you was a racist. Every nigga up in that spot, man, was calling me a coon and a tom for rocking with you, man. Shit. Real shit, man. I just thought, man, just the whole concept of analytics, man, analytical thinking, and I don't know, man. It's like, are people really this dense, man? People really this stupid? And then I'm talking about the black folks, man. I'm talking about niggas in general, man. About when it comes to Trump, man. Especially the pro-black niggas, man. The pro-black niggas are the biggest disappointment, man. Because you should be able to see patterns. You should be able to see things coming a mile away, man. Especially when it comes to so-called institutionalized systemic racism. You should be able to see it if you're pro-black. But it don't seem that you can see it. So let me help you niggas out, man. When we got Martin Luther King, when we got Malcolm X, when we got Medgar Evers, when we got Geronimo Pratt, I mean, just the whole Black Panther Party, anybody who was black and went heads up against the establishment, what did they do? Hello? Yeah, we had smear campaigns. We had infiltrations. We had the law stepping in, embellishing shit, hyping shit up. Yep, FBI, CIA, state, local, law enforcement being weaponized to go against brothers, to destroy everything that they was working for, to get us independent and sucking off the man's tit. Yeah, man. They smeared us up and down all through the media, man. Up and down all through the media. They talking about how many women you done slept with, how many women that you done so-called raped. I mean, that's how they get you these days, man. If they can't get you with raping, they gonna get you with racism, bro. You know what I mean? But yeah, man, all you gotta do is just look at the patterns, man. When the government don't like you, yeah, man, that's what they do, man. They smear you. They try to incarcerate you. And if they can't incarcerate you, they kill you. Yeah. So I got these pro-black niggas. It's kind of understandable if you're just a normie and you don't really have time to research shit. I mean, if you're just an individual that's just going about your day, going about your life, and you're stuck on stupid, I can kind of understand that, man. But these so-called pro-black niggas, I just... whenever I meet a pro-black nigga and he just like, I hate Trump, and I'm like, man, like, nigga, you're an idiot, man. Like, can't you see that the same sort of smear campaign and propaganda techniques that they used on brothers, they're using on Trump? You don't see that? Honestly, nigga, you don't see that. And if they are using that on him, why? Why would they be smearing and campaigning to destroy their own? When has any white power structure went against someone who is all about the white power structure? Because this is their narrative. Their narrative is Trump is a racist. But we know actual facts, man, that the corporations and the government are racist. We know that. We've always known that. The powers that be, yeah, they have a proclivity to do racist bullshit. And so now all of a sudden they clutching their pearls because Donald Trump is in office, because he's a racist. I'm thinking to myself, am I the only one that sees this shit, man? I'm like, am I stuck in Stupidville? Stupid niggas, man. It's like, what? Man, and after all this shit that he was doing for black folks, man, getting niggas out of prison, getting them out of jail, man. The black unemployment rate is super fucking low. Gas prices super low. Economy roaring, coming back, giving money to HBCUs, having that border tight. And believe it or not, Negro, I mean, that's for you. He kept that border tight for you, Jack. Shit, now you got all these illegals over here doing all these menial jobs. Shit. Hey, a job is a job, Jack. If you don't want to make your own shit, I mean, that's what's left. But these niggas are spoiled, man. They don't want to work. They don't want to do shit. Most of these niggas don't want to do shit, man. But yeah, trust and believe, man. Most of that shit was for you, Negro. Yeah, Trump was on, man. He was doing his thing, man. Now all of a sudden, yeah, man, the white power structure hates him because he's racist. And y'all bought that shit. That's what kills me. Once again, if you are a pro-black and you bought that shit, you are an idiot. You're stupid, man. You're beyond stupid. No, man, the very same tactics and strategies and techniques they've always done to cripple and marginalize our leaders and our prophets is basically being utilized against Trump. Yeah, and you can't see it. But a lot of y'all don't want to see it because you don't want to admit that you're on the wrong side of history and your black ass was wrong. That's what it is. Yeah, man, that's exactly what the fuck it is. A lot of them brought this bullshit ass, these charges against him because, once again, man, he's on some power trick shit, man. He basically paid off Stormy Daniels to keep her mouth shut. And this bullshit DA, whatever his name is, I'm horrible with names, man. But he up there in New York, man, just fabricating a case. Every 2 or 3 months, man, they try to throw something against the wall just to see if it'll stick, man. And you still got niggas sitting around thinking that Trump's the bad guy. You got niggas this slow. This is the kind of shit they only do to niggas, man. This is the kind of shit they only do to niggas, man. And y'all sitting around, just like how y'all did with Cosby. It took y'all forever and a day to figure out that Cosby was being railroaded. I mean, y'all was a day late and a dollar short, but y'all finally fucking figured it out. When Big Mike was telling you, all right, look, this is what I do, man. I know how bitches get down, man. These is disgruntled hoes trying to get paid, man. That's all this shit is. They all can't be lying. Shit. How easy is it to fabricate that shit, man? They already got the template. All they gotta do is watch the news and listen to what the first bitch said, and then all they gotta do is repeat exactly what the fuck she said. Come on, man. Shit. But anyway, back off that, man. Back to my man Trump, man. Yeah. They doing him exactly how they do all black folk, man, who they don't want to get a rise or a trajectory, man. Yeah, man. It's quite obvious. And I'm just disappointed that most black folk can't see it. Once again, my issue, man, is like, this globalism is real. The globalists, George Soros, they're trying their best to bring this into fruition. And if they get their way, black man, your ass is grass. Once they get total control of everything, if you don't serve a purpose, you're going bye-bye. They're going to dunk your ass in a vat of acid and be done with you. Yeah, man. Once they get a hold of this currency, because that's the way to control everything. I can't remember if it was Rockefeller or Rothschild that basically stated, if you give me control of the money or the currency of any nation, I care not who makes its laws. And that's real shit. And that's exactly what's about to happen. And the only thing standing in your way, as far as I can see, unless he is controlled opposition in some way, I don't see why they would have him be controlled opposition and just go ahead and just steamroll everybody with their draconian measures. I don't understand why they would have him be controlled opposition, but yeah, man, he is in the way. He is not a globalist, so it does not seem. He is a nationalist. He believes in our national sovereignty. That is what I believe. See, y'all don't put Big Mike in a messed up position, man, because majority of individuals who are nationalists are Christians. You know, they have a Christian identity. And, y'all put me in a pickle here, man, because I cannot stand to rub elbows with people that, believe in hobgoblins and fairies and elves, man. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? I call into question your intelligence, man. But for the sake of the sovereignty of the United States, fuck globalism, man. See, I would rock with globalism if I knew that the individuals that was at the top was righteous, but they not righteous, man. These are some evil people, bruh. For some reason, these people are just massively evil, man. The stuff that they're doing behind the scenes, man, poisoning the food, the water, the air. And that's another thing, man. There's something in the genetic DNA of all the people of the planet, man. And there's something about the genetic DNA that has them deeply fearful and hateful of black folks, particularly black folks in America, man. particularly black folks in America. Now, there's a theory on that, man, that once upon a time that we are descendants of the gods. And we have God DNA, but that God DNA is asleep. And the only way that that God DNA gets resurrected is through certain frequencies and vibrations, man. Plasma and gamma waves, shit that's got to do with the sun and our planet going into the fourth and fifth dimensions. All sorts of crazy shit, man. But yeah, man, it's like, yeah, everybody on the planet, for some reason, man, they don't want to see brothers rise, man. They don't want to see that. They don't want to see you get any sort of play or get any sort of power, man. That's just like everybody. It's like, damn, the Asians is on it, the Europeans is on it, the United States is on it. Yeah, man, they trying their best to curb and curtail your greatness, bro. But anyway, yeah, I would rock with globalism. I would love to see a Star Trek type scenario or situation. That looks good to me. Looks very good. But I can't see it happening with these people at the top, man. We're not going to get Star Trek. We're going to get Hunger Games. That's what we're going to get. Trust and believe me, you're going to remember this shit, man, 10, 15 years down the road. You're going to be thinking about Big Mike, that crazy Negro that was on YouTube, because we're not going to be able to listen to anything like this on the internet pretty soon. They're going to clamp down. As soon as they get that money, soon as they get those central bank currencies, those digital currencies in place, and they put that social credit system in, you're not going to be able to speak like this. Because if you do speak like this, you won't be able to eat. They're going to be shutting off your money, man. They'll be like, you get 15 demerits, deduct 15 credits, and each time you say a curse word or each time you say something that's against the political will or any sort of political leaders in the United States, you're going to get demerits, and you're not going to be able to eat. So, yeah, that's why I'm rocking with Trump. That's what I want to try and avoid. From what I can see, he's our best bet on that. Hopefully, if I'm not getting triple crossed here. But once again, my discernment and my gut is top notch, and I don't think that's what's happening here, man. So, yeah, man, that's what's up, man. Big Mike Almighty Triple XL coming at y'all live and direct. Max City Limits Radio Show and Philosopher King Central. If you like what you heard, man, and you want to see me keep doing my thing, doing my thug thizzle, man, you know what I'm saying? Go ahead and support a brother, man. Like I said, I'm going to start plugging this a little bit more often, man, because I'm saving up for this book fund. I basically paid the book off as far as the editing and the publishing, but there's a little matter of getting some money up so I can add my pictures and illustrations. That's going to run me about $600-700, believe it or not. So yeah, I mean, I could pay that out of my own pocket and shit, man, but fuck it, man. I'm gonna ask the players for a little help on this, man. I think I put in enough free work online for the years, man, to actually try and get some love for the players, man. Yeah, just a little bit, man, because look, yeah, I think y'all enjoy the book, man. A lot of y'all been asking me to put that journal log in a book format for years, and here I go. And I'm making it happen, man. So yeah, once again, man, hit me up on PayPal, hit me up on Cash App, or hit me up on Patreon, and all that will be in the description box, man. Appreciate y'all. One love, Big Mike, Almighty One himself, and I'm out.